So we're going to talk about angle relationships. So there are 5 angle relationships we're going to talk about today. And they're very important because they tell us a lot about angles and if they're congruent or measures of them. So the first one we're going to talk about is vertical angles. Okay, vertical angles are across from each other, and they're formed by 2 intersecting lines. So if I intersect 2 lines, okay, I create vertical angles here. So those are vertical angles, they're right across from each other, and vertical angles here. Okay, so vertical angles are always congruent. So I say they make an X. Okay, vertical angles make an X. Okay. Then we have a linear pair, which is exactly what it sounds like. 2 angles that are adjacent and supplementary, and they form a straight line. Okay? And I guess I should talk about adjacent and supplementary first. Maybe we should go this way. Okay. So let's do adjacent angles. So adjacent angles are angles that are next to each other. Okay? So I'm going to draw adjacent angles. Okay? Those 2 angles share this. So we have an angle here, and we have an angle here. This angle and this angle share this ray. Okay, so these are adjacent. Now, they don't have to look exactly like this. Adjacent angles could always look like this. Okay? See, this angle and this angle share that line. Okay? Now, we have something called complementary angles. Now, that's 2 angles whose sum is 90 degrees. So here, this angle plus this angle makes a complementary angle, and those angles are 90 degrees. Remember, 90 degrees is marked by the box. Now, they don't have to be put together. You can have angle 1 here and say it's 40 degrees, and you can have another angle here and say it's 50 degrees. Well, those are also complementary because 40 plus 50 gives me 90. Okay? Supplementary angles are 2 angles whose sum is 180. So, if we look here, okay, a straight line makes 180 degrees. So this angle plus this angle equals 180, so therefore these are supplementary. Now again, we could have 2 angles, like this angle, we'll say that this is 70 degrees, and then we have this angle here, and it's 110 degrees, and 70 plus 110 is 180, so it's supplementary. Okay? So then a linear pair are 2 angles that are adjacent and supplementary. Okay, so they have to be next to each other, and they have to form a straight line. So here's my straight line. I've created 2 angles by giving it a segment by or a line bisector. I don't want to call it bisector because it doesn't come in half. A ray. Okay, creating another angle. Okay, these 2 angles create a linear pair because they create a line. Okay, they're adjacent and they're supplementary. Okay, this is very important. You have to know these terms. Okay, so let's identify some of these angles. So angle 1 and angle 2 here, they make an X, so therefore they're vertical. In this case, they are nothing else. Alright? Okay, number 2, angle 1 and angle 2. Well, over here we have this box. Remember, the box means 90 degrees. Well, if this side is 90, okay, and it makes a straight line, that means this side is 90. Okay? So that means angle 1 and angle 2 equal 90 degrees, so it's complementary. Now, angle 1 and angle 2 are also next to each other, so they're also adjacent. Okay? Alright, number 3. Angle 1 and angle 2 share this line. Okay? If I share a wall, I'm adjacent. Not only are they adjacent, they're also supplementary. And if they're adjacent and supplementary, then they're also a linear pair. So if you have 2 angles that are adjacent and they're also supplementary, then that means they're a linear pair. Okay? Alright, 4. Angle 1 and angle 2. They're next to each other. Okay? They share a wall, so they're adjacent. And that's it. Okay? Alright, angle 1 and angle 2. So let's see They don't share a wall. They don't add up to give me 90, but they do have two intersecting lines and they make an X, so they are vertical. Alright, number 6. So this one's a little deceiving. Angle 1 and angle 2, they're definitely vertical. Okay, they make an X. But not only that, since they make an X, if this is 90, this guy is 90. Okay? And if this is 90 and this is 90 and this is a straight line, that means this is 90 and this is also 90. So that's a little hard to see, but once you get the hang of it, if you know these are vertical and then you know this is a straight line, okay? So that means this angle 1 is 90 degrees and this angle is 90 degrees and 90 plus 90 equals 180. So that means they're supplementary. Okay? But they are not a linear pair. Remember, to be a linear pair, you have to be adjacent and supplementary. These are vertical and supplementary. That's different. Okay? Alright, let's keep going. So here, I want you to try this, okay, and then check on the PDF, okay, and decide if it's true or false. Okay? Cool. Alright. So, now we're going to talk about the difference between a theorem and a proof. This is going to be very important in geometry. Okay? So, a theorem is a conjecture or a statement that you prove true. Okay? Well, then what's a proof? Okay? A proof is a convincing argument that uses deductive reasoning. Okay? Deductive reasoning has facts, okay? You can say this, which implies that, okay? So we're going to learn our first theorem, okay? It's called the vertical angles theorem. The vertical angles theorem says that vertical angles are congruent, okay? So here I have an X, which means angle 1 and angle 3 are congruent, and angle 2 and angle 4 are congruent, okay? So here, what is the value of X? Well, these are vertical angles because they make an X. So if this angle is 112, X is 112 because vertical angles are congruent. Okay? So B, I have vertical angles. Vertical angles are congruent. So 2x plus 21 equals 4x. Subtract 2x. 21 equals 2x. Divide by 2. And x is going to equal 10.5. Okay? Alright, so we're going to use angle relationships to find the angle measures. Find the missing measure of each figure. Keep the angle relationships in mind. Okay? So, x and 68. Well, I have this box. What does the box mean? This is 90 degrees, which means these are complementary. So I know x plus 68 equals 90. I solve for x. X is going to give me 22. Okay? Alright, B. Look at these. What's their relationship? Well, they make a straight line. So if you said, oh, they're a linear pair, you're right. Okay? They're a linear pair. Cool. They share a side, so they are adjacent. Well, for something to be a linear pair, we know it has to be adjacent and supplementary. Supplementary means that they're 180. Okay? So that means this whole thing equals 180 degrees. So I know 124 plus x has to equal 180. So I'm going to subtract 124, and x is going to equal 56 degrees. Okay? Cool. Alright. So I want you to try C and D after I'm done with this video. And when you try those, check them on the PDF, okay? Alright. Next, E. If PQT, so PQT is 3x plus 47 degrees, and SQR is 6x minus 25 degrees, find the measure of SQR. Well, first I have to find the relationship. Well, if I look, they make an X. So they are vertical angles. and I know vertical angles are congruent. So then I'm going to set up my equation. If they're congruent, I can set them equal to each other. And then I solve. Okay? So, subtract 3x. 3x minus 25 equals 47. Add 25. 3x equals 72. I'm going to rewrite it up here. Divide by 3. X equals 20 something. I'm going to get my calculator. 72 divided by 3. I think it's 24. Yep, 24. Okay? So that's x. But we wanted SQR, right? So angle SQR equals 6 times x. X is 24 minus 25. So 6 times 24 minus 25 equals 119 degrees. Okay? Alright, now this is a longer video today. We only have 2 more problems, okay? So bear with me. So, we're going to find some missing measures. Angle R and angle S are complementary angles. Angle S is 36. Find angle R. Well, complementary means that they equal 90 degrees. So I know angle R plus angle S equals 90 degrees. We know angle X is 36. So angle R plus 36 equals 90 degrees. Angle R is going to equal whatever 90 minus 36 is. And 90 minus 36 equals 54 degrees. Okay? So I want you to try G and then check it on the PDF. Okay? H. Angle 1 and angle 2 form a linear pair. Okay, what does linear pair mean? They're adjacent and they are supplementary. So they are next to each other and they equal 90 degrees. Or 180 degrees, I'm sorry. Okay? So let's draw that. Linear pair, adjacent and supplementary. That's what it looks like. Angle 1 is 113. Find the measure of angle 2. Well, if they're supplementary, I know 113 plus x has to equal 180. Subtract 113.